Hi everyone, I am Sarah from the weight loss blog Serendipity, and I thought it was finally time for me to do something a little different. I've been thinking about doing a video for my blog for a while because I talk a lot more than I usually type and write. And that's why I love doing my blog, is because it's a great experience for me to, get more writing in and try to express myself in something other than the spoken word, because God knows I do that way too much as it is. But I thought it would be cool kind of to do a vlog because it's more face to face, it's more personal, and I just love watching other people's videos. I know in one of my recent blog posts I talked a little bit about that. So I thought it'd be kind of cool just to do one and see how it goes and see what people think. So I would love your feedback. Please don't be shy if you hate it and you think this shirt is hideous. Don't worry, that can be fixed for next time. The background will be different because I'm moving on Saturday. So we've already got two problems fixed right there. So let's just dive right in. Today I'm going to be discussing two things in this video. The first is going to be weight loss myths and just kind of things that I think are really frustrating because they're out there in the world as these things that people actually believe that are true when you're trying to lose weight, when you're trying to maintain weight. So I think we should just get started and talk a little bit about these myths and why they're wrong. And this is all my personal opinion. This is not scientific. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not any sort of professional when it comes to medical things, but I do have experience with weight loss. I've done it before. Obviously, it hasn't stayed that way, but I am making an effort now, so I don't know. I've put in the time, so might as well see how that works, right? Okay, so the first myth I want to talk about a little bit is that you have to exercise to lose weight. Now, I have friends who can run 16 miles a day, are in great shape, and I remember going to the gym at school and getting on the treadmill next to them, excited that I'm at the gym, I got out of bed, it's a Saturday, it's 11 a.m. I mean, God knows half of school is still in bed at that time. I usually am. And so basically I'd get on the treadmill and I'd feel okay. I mean, everybody around you at a gym is usually in pretty decent shape, especially on a treadmill. So like at some points you just feel like kind of like a lard of fat running on this thing and just bouncing all over the place. But I mean, at the same time, hopefully everybody else is focusing on themselves at least a little bit. So gyms really don't bother me too much. I have friends who hate it. They say that they can't work out anywhere but with women, like at an athletic club for women only. But I don't know. The way I think of it is I'm there trying to better myself, trying to get a workout in. If some jerk, doesn't like the way I look or how I'm working out or thinks my shirt isn't flattering, then too bad. It's a process for me not to go to the gym just because other people are there and could be looking at me. I mean, I might as well not walk outside every day because people look at you no matter what. So I love going to the gym. I feel like it's a really good environment, but I think it's important not to compare yourself to other people while you're there. So anyway, I remember getting on the treadmill one time and one of my good friends was running next to me, and she's a runner, so she's like big deal runner, like qualifies for marathons, like she's great. Love her to death. So, it's funny. You can get on the treadmill and you can walk for 15 minutes. You can run 3 miles. You can jog for 10 seconds and walk for 10 seconds. Whatever you feel good doing. But I think the important thing to remember is that you don't have to exercise to lose weight. I think that is a myth that a lot of people believe. And if you can only work out 15 minutes a day or take your dog for a walk one day, you shouldn't do it because it's a waste of time and that 10 minutes won't make a difference. But I've noticed over time that even if I get a little workout in, I mean, something even as minuscule as doing 15 push-ups, walking my dog around the block, walking uphill on a treadmill. I love doing that. It works for me. It's toning. Right now, I feel like I weigh too much to run pretty efficiently. So right now I'm focusing more on fit classes, which is kind of cardio and strength combined. So think more like burpees and things like mountain climbers and high knees, and we mix that with lunges and 5 pound weights. And I can definitely tell that I'm getting more toned. Like I feel it, and I feel stronger every time I do a workout. But I also know that, for instance, if I was injured or if I had just gotten surgery or I was really trying to lose weight, I know there are moms out there, new moms, who just can't work out to the extent they used to as soon as they have the baby. Just little things really add up, and you don't have to work out to lose weight. It's really about calories in and calories out. And the lifestyle choice that I'm deciding to follow is Weight Watchers. And with Weight Watchers, you don't have to exercise to lose weight, but I just think it makes me a happier person, and who doesn't like that? And it also just makes me feel better. It gives me energy. And I don't want to lose this weight since I have 99 pounds left to lose. I've lost 25. I don't want to lose the weight and have all that loose skin. I don't think that's really attractive. So I'm basically just trying to tone up as much as I possibly can and lose at the same time. So if that means 1 week on the scale, I'll only lose 1 pound because I've gained muscle, that's gonna be worth it. And I'm a pretty muscular person. Like my structure isn't petite. Like even when I'm really small, when I weighed the least I weighed in college, which was 151. I was like a size 6 in dresses. I thought my legs and my arms looked really good. I was really happy with how I looked. So yeah, you don't have to exercise to lose weight is basically the moral of that story, although it dragged on a little long. I told you I can talk for a long time, and I wasn't kidding. Okay, so the next myth is you can't eat anything you like when you're on a diet, and you have to give all carbs and all sweets to lose weight. Totally not true. Again, I know people who have done Atkins diets and super low carb diets, and it might work for them, and that's great, and I'm not trying to knock down anybody else's plan, but for me personally, I am literally the meanest person in the world when I don't have carbs. Like, sorry, not sorry. That's just how it is. I can't live without carbs. Carbs make me happy. I like bread. I love pasta. But I think the important thing to consider is that carbs are good, especially if you focus more on wheat, whole grain, as opposed to white. That can be something as little as just switching the type of flour you use when you're making cookies. I do not really love the pasta that's like enriched and enhanced and like has vitamins, and it's just kind of like, really, like, it's pasta. Like, it's okay, I'll add veggies to it, no big deal, we don't need to make it ridiculous. So I just get whole grain pasta, and my mom has some pasta in the house that's kind of like, it's that enriched thing I'm talking about. I really don't like it. To each their own, but it's just weird to me. So I just like getting a little bit of whole grain pasta. I make the amount that's suggested as the serving size on the size of the container, because it has calories. Well, it has fat, carbs, calories, all the nutritional information, and that's what I need for my weight loss plan. And so I could just measure out a cup of pasta once it's cooked, but when I do Weight Watchers, I like to be as exact as possible. And the most exact way to get points is to actually type into a calculator that they give you the fat, the carbs, the dietary fiber, and the protein. So that's the most important thing. It's not necessarily about calories, but obviously the more fat something has and sugars and all that good stuff, usually the more calories it is. So Weight Watchers really wants you to focus more on finding a healthy balance between fat, carbs, dietary fiber, and protein. So yeah, like I said, I love carbs. Can't live without them. That's my relationship in my life right now, is carbs. Sorry. But yeah, they're great, give you energy. I'm really cranky without them. For whoever can do that, God bless you and good luck. I'm happy for you, that's great, but it's just not me. So I think different things work for different people, and something I've experienced is that it's not healthy for me to cut out carbs because it makes me really low energy, makes me cranky, and it's just not sustainable to me because I am going to have bread once in a while. I'm going to have pasta once in a while. I'm not going to have 2 cups of pasta like I used to. I'm going to have a half a cup of cooked pasta, but it's still important for me not to deprive myself, or else I get very like antsy and I really don't like it. So that's my little take on you can't eat anything carb related, sweet related. I have chocolate every day when I'm on this program. I get low-fat frozen fudge bars. The key is to measure it out if it's not measured out. So if you have a carton of ice cream, what I do is I take half a cup, I measure it right then, put it in a bowl, and I put away the ice cream. And I don't see it, and I can only have what's in that bowl. You may think that eating out of a carton of ice cream is just, oh yeah, like I'll have 3 scoops. Let's be honest, have you ever stopped at 3 scoops? Like just 3? Or like, you have 2 spoonfuls and it's like, yeah, I think I'm done now. Like, no. I don't have self-control, period. That's kind of the way it works and why I kind of look like this right now. But yeah, I mean, it's really out of sight, out of mind for me. If I go out to a restaurant and I'm getting something that's not super healthy, which I haven't done in a while, I've really been trying to veer toward salads and, like salmon and things like that. If I'm getting something that's a little bit like more bad for me, what I do is I ask them to bring a takeout box as soon as I get my food. Or I just get the smaller portion of whatever I'm ordering. And that's great because when I put it in a box, I have it for the next day. I actually usually give it to my dad for the next day because my dad is, one, small, like small. He weighs probably 80 pounds less than I do, so there you go. And 2, like he has a really good balance of how he eats. I don't know if it's actually a good balance or if he just doesn't have time to eat a lot, but either way, it's good just to have that half of the salmon or even half of that enchilada or half of whatever you're eating out of sight, out of mind. Because then you won't eat it. A lot of people eat what's on their plates because that's how they were raised. My parents were kind of the method of stop when you're full, but it didn't really work for me. I just liked eating. So that's my tip on that. And going into eating at nighttime, another myth that's really common that my friend provided me with today, thanks, is that eating late at night can make you fat. So I get it. I've heard it before. I feel better when I don't eat late at night. I think that there's a lot of feelings tied to guilt with eating late at night, where it's a type of situation where you're sitting on the couch and you're having half a cup of ice cream, right? And you're like, oh my God, it's 11 o'clock. Like I shouldn't be eating now. It's after 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. or whatever that magic time is that it changes. I've read stories about people who have tried to lose weight who work overnight shifts and they've been able to do it. So it's all about calories in, calories out. So if you follow a program, if you are eating limited types of foods, if you're journaling your foods, which I really suggest, if you're even thinking about doing weight loss, maintenance, anything like that, things can slip out of your mind so fast. Like I have to write things down immediately after I eat them or I will totally forget about them. So that's my biggest suggestion. And just remember, it doesn't matter what time it is. Like if you haven't been, I don't know, if you've been working all day, you're stuck at work, there's nothing healthy to eat, or there's literally just nothing you can eat there, or you're not allowed to eat at work, or whatever it may be, coming home and having like a salad at 10 o'clock at night is okay. You're not gonna gain weight from having a salad. If you come home and you eat, I don't know, a huge serving of mac and cheese and French fries, and you go to Wendy's and get a Frosty, like, it doesn't matter if you eat that at 2 p.m. or 10 p.m., in my opinion. I mean, maybe this is wrong, but you can still lose weight doing that. I had days when I was doing Weight Watchers where like I wouldn't get out of bed till like 3 p.m. just because I was having a lazy day and watching YouTube videos because, like I said, I'm obsessed with them. But I would have days where I wouldn't get out of bed late. I might have dinner at 9 o'clock. Like tonight, like right now, it's 8:25 and I'll be eating after this. I had a peach before the video, but I was shopping at the mall. Whoops. After work, so I didn't eat anything, but I am hungry. Like, I'm definitely hungry, but I think it's also important to remember, like, you don't want to starve yourself. So if you're literally so hungry, like, so ravenous that you don't think you can go to bed without having, like, a little something, do that. But then other nights when I'm hungry and I get home late from work, I'm a waitress as well, so some nights I don't get home till 11, and let's say I didn't eat since, like, 4. Some nights I just decide to go to bed because I'm like, you know what? It won't kill me to be hungry. Once I'm asleep, I won't be hungry unless I'm dreaming of like sugar plums or something, you know? So just think of it like that, you know? If you're hungry, you can eat late at night. It's not going to make you fat. I promise. Unless you're tracking all day, you know, you've hit your points for the day or you've hit your calories for the day earlier, and then you find yourself thinking that evening snacks like don't count, or eating late at night kind of is like behind the privacy of your own living room and on your couch. But this expression is so dumb, but I think it's kind of funny and it's kind of relevant for some things. It's just ridiculous. I don't even think I'm ever going to respect myself for saying this ever again. But there's a saying that goes, a moment on the lips, a lifetime on the hips. Now that's a lie, like that's blatantly not how it works, but I mean, how can you not fall for that rhyme? It's fantastic. And I think the point is, nothing you eat, if you have like a binge in private, or you eat a whole cake, or you know, you go way over your points values for the day. I've done that before. I've done that many times before. It's not a secret, but it may be a secret from people like, you know, your parents may never know, your husband may never know, your boyfriend may never know, you know, your girlfriend may never know. But the thing is, it's not helping you, it's just cheating yourself out of it. So I've definitely gotten to the point where I've overeaten late at night, and it wasn't in my points values. I've had other days where I had 300 calories left for the day, and I could eat something at night. So it's just really being cognizant about how many calories you're having, if that's really okay, in terms of, is it going to help you lose weight, you know? And if you're hungry and you come home from work, eat something. Get a little nosh. It's okay. All right, so here's one that really kind of irks me, and people have told me this forever. And the thing about, I think, losing weight that's great, like the thing I love about it is I'm a very open person. So like if someone says to me, oh, how are you? I'll be like, you know, I'm good. I'm working full time and working on weekends and just trying to lose weight and get healthier, because that's what I'm doing. Like, weight loss is a lot of effort. It's not just easy and it's not just simple. And if it was that simple, then everyone would be a healthy weight, but it's not. So it takes a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of mental effort for me anyway. And I know that's like, you know, kind of deep, and I'm not trying to get like really, you know, emotional and things like that. But the point is, I think so many people gain weight because of emotional issues, things that bother them, using food as comfort, being emotional eaters, things like that. So I think it's important that when I'm losing weight, I have supportive people I love and people I know. It helps keep me going. I have friends who have never struggled with their weight before in their lives, but are really supportive and really friendly and lovely about it. I have friends who have seen me at my lowest, at my highest weight. They still love me, you know, because I mean, when I think about friends who have lost and gained weight, like, I feel really happy for them, like if they lose and that's what they want. I've had friends who have gained 10 pounds, you know, and they look great still. Like, it doesn't matter what you weigh, it's really who you are on the inside, like 100%. And that sounds so cliche and so dumb, but it's really true. Like, I'm still the same person I was 70 pounds ago, you know? I just think that I've gained weight, and I think maybe that makes me a little more insecure sometimes, but I think it also has made me a stronger person because I realize like I can do this and like I've done it before. I haven't done this much weight. I haven't lost this much weight before. The most I've ever lost in the past in one time, like one period of time without gaining or stopping a program was probably like this is why I wasn't a math major, so bear with me. Whatever 187 is minus 151, so that's 36 pounds, maybe? Yeah, sure, why not? Just go with it. That's the most I lost in a summer before, and that was working out like an hour and a half a day, doing cardio, really just focusing on veggies and fruits, not eating out hardly at all. Definitely not sustainable once I got back to school, but I felt good once I did it. But this is harder. This is me losing 120 something pounds, and I've already lost 25. So, my dad and mom and brother are really supportive, and all my friends are really supportive. So anyway, back to the myth. Okay, so there's a myth that nuts are really good for you and peanut butter is great for you, and you can eat as much of those as you want, and if you have healthy food like corn or brown rice, you can lose weight and eat as much of that as you want. Now that's just not the case. I've had friends tell me, oh yeah, you can eat a cup of peanuts and they're healthy, like why aren't you eating these nuts? Like these are good for you. So I think weight loss is really all about choices. For me, if I make a choice during the day to eat a York peppermint patty, that maybe means that for dinner, I'm going to cut out carbs, or I will have a big salad with some protein, which is exactly what I just said. Or I might not have an ice cream bar that night, or if I go out to a little party with friends or something, I'm not gonna get a mixed drink. Like I'll get a light beer, I'll get, I don't know, vodka with tonic water, like diet tonic water, God forbid. But the idea is you're making trade-offs. That's how it is, period. You can't have everything you want all the time at exactly the time you want it and lose weight. You can have everything you want, meaning you can have whatever kind of food you do want, but you can't have it all the time in the quantities you used to because, shocker, you won't lose weight, period. My poor dog I think she's getting bored that I'm talking so long, and I'm not talking to her, but I'll pet her later. So like I said, yes, peanut butter in small doses, great. Nuts, love them. That sounded dirty, but you know what I mean. The point is, nuts are great. I put them on salads. I have them as a little snack throughout the day. What I like doing is I like having nuts paired with something else to really fill me up, because if you give me a quarter cup of almonds, yeah, like I might be full, but like how to really boost that is like having an apple with those almonds, having string cheese with almonds. If you like cashews, whatever kind of nut you like. We all like different nuts. Again, sounds bad. But again, you know what I mean. So just because nuts may be healthy for you and have healthy fat in them doesn't mean you can eat 3 cups of them. Just because peanut butter is good for you. Good for you. I have half a teaspoon. That's one typical serving size of peanut butter is 2 tablespoons. Half a teaspoon is like way less than that. Again, not very good with the whole math thing. What I like to do is for high points foods, so like for something like, let's say you only like regular mayo. I literally almost vomited. I don't like mayo at all. But if you only like regular mayo, you hate the light stuff, like I don't mind diet foods at all. I don't mind light. I don't mind low fat. I don't mind fat free. Like that's just kind of what I've been eating on and off for years. You still can have regular mayo on your sandwich, but you can't have 1/4 of a cup of it, which is literally, again, making me want to vomit. But the point is, try a tablespoon, because I think people use way more than they actually need to get the same flavor. So same with nuts, avocado, peanut butter. You don't need a lot to have the effect of having what you want. I smear peanut butter on a banana sometimes, and that's really good. but I don't eat it out of the jar anymore. I don't do things like that. So I think it's just little changes like that, but just being very aware that healthy foods can make you gain weight too. It's not all just bad foods, you know. Hummus has calories and fat. Pita bread has some like calories and fat, and so does light ice cream. So does fat. So do fat-free things. They don't have negative calories or 0 calories just because they are lighter or more fat-free than other things. So that's something to keep in mind. So, you know, I love my friends to death. I love the people in my life to death, but sometimes there are some suggestions that just really don't work. Like being able to have a cup of nuts is going to blow my whole points values for the day, and it's not worth it to me, obviously. And I'm not going to say yes to eating something or be coaxed into eating something just because someone else wants me to. I've done Weight Watchers for a while now. I know how it works. I know what works for my body. So even if you don't want to say no to someone, like if someone says to you, oh, you know, you have to try this food my mom made, or you have to try this appetizer, it's so good. You can just say, oh, you know, I'm really not feeling like that tonight. And what I always do when I go to parties is stick with fruits and veggies. There's 0 points. Even if you're not following a Weight Watchers system, they're like 0 calories. So it's good because it'll fill you up. You won't be ravenous when you get to the dinner if there is an entree portion. And you won't eat a ton later. So I like filling up on fruits and veggies. Sometimes before I eat meals, I have fruit. Like I just had that peach. And it helped me not be as starving so I can make a healthy choice for dinner. Okay. Let's see. Couple more myths, and then I'll be done with this because I know I'm really dragging this on. Surprise, surprise. So here's another one. Being vegetarian makes you lose weight faster, and if you're vegetarian, you're skinny. Actually, some of the people who I have heard of being the most overweight happen to be vegetarian. So if you think about it, meat's not going to be the main culprit. Red meat is not great for you when you have large quantities of it as anything. You can't have large quantities of anything and expect it to be healthy for you. You're going to put on that weight, period. That's just how it is, unless you have a ridiculously fast metabolism. I'm jealous, and you probably shouldn't be watching this video, but that's okay. No, I'm kidding. But being a vegetarian, I mean, I've done it during Lent before, so I've had 40 days where I went not having meat. I've gone weeks where I've not had meat. At school, I don't really love meat. It's a little cagey, and I'm not a big fan of that. You can still eat so unhealthy if you're vegetarian, like, period. Like, you can have French fries. That's, you know, doesn't have any meat in it. You can have ice cream. You can have an ice cream sundae. You can have, oh my God, there's just so many things. Like desserts, pretty much all not off limits. Like when you're going vegetarian, you know, you can eat virtually everything. Cheese for me is fattening. Like, I mean, a lot of different foods are fattening that are vegetarian. So just being a vegetarian is not going to make you lose weight, period. Here's another one. Fast foods are always unhealthy. You can never eat at a fast food restaurant, and eating out is impossible when you're on a plan, when you're trying to lose weight, maintaining, whatever. Again, not true, obviously, since it's a myth, and that's the whole theme of the video today. I went and visited my grandpa at the hospital a couple months ago, or maybe like a month and a half ago. And my grandma really wanted to go to this place. She's like, it's great, you're gonna love it. And I think, you know, when your grandma's 80 and you're 22, there's like a little bit of an age difference there. I know, I look so good for being 80, but no, I mean, the thing is, she wanted to go to this diner really badly. Of course we're gonna go where my grandma wants. Like, her husband's in the hospital, it's my grandma, like, we go wherever. So we get there, and it's just like the whole menu is just like bad. Like, it's not the kind of food I like. I'm not a food snob, okay? But I am not into like a diner chili dog. Like, that's just not my thing at all. I like not feeling like I could be poisoned when I go somewhere, which I'm being a little bit dramatic, but the point is, we went to this restaurant, and I said, okay, I gotta make this work. I'm not gonna give up Weight Watchers just because I'm at a place where I'm surrounded by cakes and these, like, you know, revolving door, like, type things. It's just, like, ridiculous. Like, adorable, like so 1950s, but I'm not into Spam, which was also like 1950s. So I ended up getting a large garden salad. So in that salad was bell peppers, radishes, carrots, bed of lettuce. Great. I'm starting off with 0 points. I got a blue cheese dressing, and that came in a packet. Of course it did. But that's good because it has the nutritional information on the packet. I was able to use half the packet, throw the rest away. Sometimes that makes, if I can't have a physical place to throw it away, I pour ketchup on it, salt, pepper. I've Windexed food before. You know, there's just a lot of different things you can do. I've poured water on the food or whatever I don't want to eat more of just so I can't. I've had friends spray my food with perfume before. It was really funny at the time, but I was kind of bummed because I really wanted the food, but it's all good. I've forgiven them. So then I got grilled chicken, and I asked for a side of hot sauce, which is also 0 points. So what I did is I kind of made like a buffalo chicken salad. I had a little bit of blue cheese on there. I soaked the chicken, which sounds so appetizing, in the red hot sauce, cut it into pieces, put it on my salad, and then I had protein. I had a large meal because I got a large salad. So that filled me up, and I made it work. Even though it wouldn't have been my first choice of where to go, I made it work. So I was at this place that served really not great foods and kind of like fast food, but like probably even fattier foods. And I made it work, you know, my grandma got a sandwich, my dad got a sandwich, and that's great. But I stuck with the salad with chicken. It was good. I got a diet soda, another 0 points, 0 calories, and I was happy. So fast food and eating out at restaurants doesn't have to be bad for you. It's always a challenge when you first start to change your mindset. I went out to lunch with a couple of friends. One of my friends was in town probably a month and a half ago maybe, and we went to the Cheesecake Factory because it's good, you know, it's good service and comfy and the atmosphere is cool, and it's not the best food in the world I've ever had, like, you know, that's not what it is, but it's known for their quantity, which is trouble because look at us, America, we are just not doing well in the health department. But anyway, it's also, you know, a wide variety, so you're gonna get everything there. I got a Chinese chicken salad. The bread basket came, I didn't touch it. Like, that was a decision I had to make. I said, I'm gonna go into this lunch, I know what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get a salad with chicken on it, you know, I'm not gonna eat any bread because I didn't want to spend my points on it. I didn't get any cheesecake because I hate cheesecake, but you know, the whole point is planning ahead makes a huge difference. If you have to go to a fast food restaurant, there are better options, there are salads. If you want to get a burger, try getting the kids burger. I mean, I don't eat fast food. That's not, especially the meat, that's not really my thing. But I know people who love eating, you know, I don't know, McDonald's hamburger. And instead of getting the Big Mac, that's the right brand, right? I always get that confused. It's like, you know, when you're like, oh yeah, Mountain Dew, that's my favorite Coke product. And it's like, what are you doing? This is blasphemous. So yes, if you want the Big Mac from McDonald's, you know, try it with the lettuce, tomato, onion, pickles. If you want the cheese, go for it. But try to get it on a kid's burger instead. You're going to save yourself a lot of calories, a lot of fat, and I bet if you cut the burger in half and eat it slowly, you won't even be able to tell a difference. So those are my weight loss myths demystified, according to Sarah from Serendipity. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for bearing with me. If I lost you a couple minutes ago, or if I lost you at the beginning of this video, thank you for watching and clicking on it no matter what. This is my first time doing a video, so any feedback would be greatly appreciated. I hope everyone has a great Thursday. We're almost to Friday, thank goodness. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good night, everyone.